Okay, so whenever you're out, in the public at large, and if you're a targeted individual, cracking the code ain't so fucking hard. But like, take this for instance. Let me. So this car pulled up, and then about 5 people had stepped out of it. And so, first off, take note. Brand new car over there, right? And they can't even fucking properly display the license tag. That's a tip off right there. All right, but it's not even that's not even a license plate of any sort. Okay, that's a dead ringer. All right. So, but oftentimes you'll be able to discern who these gang stalkers are by their clothing. Like about most of this whole group, they've filed back into the car, all kind of had the same dress, black shirt or black top and whatever the bottoms were. But then also a lot of times they just look so two-dimensional, and I don't know why they stepped out of the car and got right back in, and then these guys are exiting. Well, first off, wherever the golden unicorn is, you'll see the monkey business going on. And then whenever you pull out your phone and start recording, they know why you're recording, because they know what they're doing. They're getting their gaslighting gangs, their gaslighting street theater in place for whatever it is that they're going to do. But, it's just so two-dimensional. But a lot of times, look at the license plate. And then sometimes the license plate will have like some kind of it looks like it'll have some covering on it, like eyeglass sunglass material to hide the license plate. So while you can see it, if you were to actually film it, take a picture of it, it won't properly show. Now, if you take note of this girl, she went on the other side of this guy, but she was looking down and somewhat avoiding my phone with their gaze. So, number one, these people don't usually like having their videos recorded. And the fact that this whole car had about 5 people who filtered out of it wearing black tops. That's your giveaway. And then your dead ringer is the fucking obscure license plate, and not even having a real license plate in that fucking corner over there. Look at that. That's not a fucking paper tag of any sort. And look how nice and new this car is. So, now granted, this is alleged, but this fits the template of what to look for. Now, I've been, unjustifiably gang stalked by Liberty squatters ever since the age of 25, on and off. So I am a very well seasoned targeted individual over here. But another way to dodge and weave this cacophony of their national gaslighting syndicate is how you perceive it. And the best way to perceive it is, this is a game of survivor seppuku, right? A deadly game at that. But if you can understand 2 things. Number one, don't take it personally. Because all these psychopaths need is any cacophony story for them to, mentally, psychosocially, psychospiritually go after you. So they just need any story to justify it within their own internal infrastructure of whatever that is. Some of them are just straight up psychopaths that don't give 2 shits, and they're like, psychopath. And then some of these are actually people that were duped into it, that think they're doing something good. Because really, when is gaslighting ever not demonic? If you have to use gaslighting to come at anybody, you are using low vibratory methods of conducting your life. And that in itself is, the low vibing loophole that'll run your own soul into the ground. And so don't take it personally, guys. Don't take it personally. You are just a pawn in their stupidity. So it's not like they're like, this guy over here, Nathan J. Stanfield, seems like a good asshole. We'll just go after him. Because that reminds me of that time in the movie of The Jerk with Stephen Martin, whenever this assailant just arbitrarily picks a name from the telephone book and decides to go after him. That's what this is. It's just plug and play. They don't know you from Joe. They don't care to know you from Joe. And when they look at you like they think they're knowing something, but really, they're the dumbass selling out their soul, hoeing out their ethics based on hearsay. Because what really happening is that the targeted individual is being abused, being harassed with hate crimes. They're too dumb to realize they're pursuing everything with fucking hate crimes. And then but basically, you can be anybody, and they'll still come after you. So it's not personal. It's not personal in that respect. So if you get your feelings hurt, work through it and understand it's not personal to them. It's just business. And then so another way to defray how you perceive all of this is that it's just a fucking game, albeit a very heinous game. We're not going to how can you say, minimize that. But if you can look at it like, okay guys, I'll play your silly little game. That's another way to lift yourself up over it. And then another way is is to not let them get your goat, because that's what they want. They want to get your goat so they can turn around and say, oh look, they're unstable and they're fit for the mental asylum, which in effect these assholes should be in a fucking mental asylum simply because they let Willy Wonka tell them what to think. They let their peers tell them what to believe, and they let their peers tell them what to feel. So they're not in control of their own mind. So, as a targeted individual, if you can look at it like that and see the game before it's really run, and spot your assailants, your hate crime peddlers, because this is, now remember, this gang stalking business. I mean, what idiot would ever perpetuate that? Gang stalking doesn't exist. It's like opening your mouth and sticking your foot into it. Because what they're saying is, they're saying stalking, that's a thing. But stalking can only happen one person at a time. And to think that others collaborating in a stalking part, which would make it a gang, just doesn't happen. I'm like, okay guys, whatever. What they all do is use the concept of gang stalking as a fucking smoke screen. And I'm like, anybody who buys into that smoke screen, just isn't educated. Or, I just don't think people are that stupid. But what they're doing is running game, and they're gaslighting the public, the authentic public that doesn't understand that there's a white glove holocaust going on right under their nose out in public. So, yeah, that's this gang stalking is nothing more than a organized crime syndicate. I'm going to say this, organized crime syndicate of gaslighting. They use gaslighting as their coup de grace, as their weapon, as their psychological torture, as their harassment, as their hate crime. Because all of this is nothing more than a structured hate crime syndicate. And then whenever police officers say, I don't know what gang stalking is, That's the biggest fucking circle jerk. If you know what a circle jerk is. That's the biggest gaslighting tactic ever. So, but that's how, as a targeted individual, you can defray the anger, the hurts, the appropriated response of, how dare you do this to me? But the goal of it is to gain self-mastery over yourself. You have to go inward to defeat these motherfuckers. And when you go inward, your outer circumstance will change. And then so plus, when you can, propagate a sense of logistics, logical interpretation of their debauchery, and of how you should work through it, you win. You win. So, the name of this game is to hold on to your joy. And sometimes, the ebb and flow of life, that can be kind of difficult to do. But you can do it. And if you can do it, you win. You win. You win. But as it is, it is a crime syndicate. Because what kind of legal anything would pretend? He said, holy shit. That guy right there, he was like, holy shit. I mean, I know I look good, but I don't think I look that good. What he said, holy shit, was, oh God, she's recording. Now, let's put it this way. If you have to mask what you're doing, that's demonic. This gaslighting syndicate is a crime syndicate. National, worldwide crime syndicate. And, dude, all you got to do is self-master your responses. But if you can tally up how to self-master your responses, you win. The name of the game is to hold on to your joy. And the name of their game is to, paint you as a mentally unstable person, paint you as mentally unsound. But really, all of their them running their game is all psychotic. These are all psychotic Dr. Mengele tactics. That was Dr. Mengele is the godfather of all of this gaslighting bullshit. He was the main top dog doctor that they used to experiment on people in Auschwitz, which is a concentration camp, which was a Russian concentration camp. And America, through the Illuminati, had brought Dr. Mengele into the United States so he could escape the Nuremberg trials. And so, hence the germination of his psychotic thinking and the dumbing down of America. Yeah, man, dude, y'all gotta research that shit. So this is how this national gaslighting organized crime syndicate, through the use of gang stalking is such a pre-K word. What really is happening is it's gaslighting. It's national gaslighting. And then all of these corrupt city cops, city officials that propagate that. Now, let me educate you guys some more. So, this whole syndicate, this organized syndicate, through the use of gang stalking. Now, I've already taught you how this presence came to be. Now it's up to you to research that for yourself, okay? So in this covert communism, this covert communism is in collusion with drug trafficking, sex trafficking, human trafficking, pedophilia, etc., etc. Now consider this with corrupt city officials. Now say these corrupt city officials have been bought and paid to issue a death certificate on you, and you're still alive. God forbid you get hemmed up in, a mental institution, a behavioral hospital, and then you tell them who the fuck you are, and God forbid you lose your ID. I cannot tell you how many times my ID has been somehow usurped from me and returned to me in like the weirdest ways. So yeah, they've stolen my ID. I can't imagine the kind of shit that they have been running with fraud by using my ID. So, but say, you don't have your ID for whatever lapse in circumstance had befallen you, and then, you get hemmed up because they run their game with painting you as some crazy person when they're the ones running the gaslighting street theater, the gaslighting workplace mobbing, they're gaslighting village mobbing, etc., etc., and a death certificate have been issued on you. Guess what? Bye-bye identity. They're going to make you a slave and sell you into human trafficking, if not just outrightly kill you and then procure your fucking organs. That's why, if any of you city officials are of moral compunction or of ethics, y'all need to do what you can to shut that shit down. And it can be as simple as refusing to participate. Everybody here is called to be a superhero. Simply by maintaining ethics. All you gotta do is maintain your ethics. So when the devil comes at you sideways with, trying to run their game with a fucking carrot through that Gestapo coin, you shut that shit down. And if you are in the midst of it, pick up that cross of yours. And if you have to end up homeless, then that's what it's going to take. That's what it's taken for me. Not to say that my path is the prescribed path, but you're talking about your children. You don't want them to have to dodge and weave psychopaths, or God forbid, train them and reward them for being a psychopath, do you? Because gaslighting is demonic. And this whole gaslighting syndicate, that is the brainchild of the devil. His name in this respect is Dr. Mengele, and it's Auschwitz. Look it up, people. Look it up. At any rate, this particular video was aimed at how to just deconstruct the who's who in your environment. And this shit is so prolific. I mean, because this is 2023. I first was gang stalked like 1993, 94, somewhere in there. And so they hadn't let up, and it's burgeoned to nationwide and even small communities. You can just decode the vehicles and see the Gestapo there. So it's not intuition, it's logistics and experience. So if you can decode the who's who and the what by studying their body language and learning to decode your environment, you win. Because whenever the devil comes at you and they're, mindless automatons, mindless covert communism regime and its minions, you win. the trick here is to hold on to your joy. And whenever they run their game with their gaslighting, you know, from the crowd, because, you know, somebody will say something, you know, and you'll know if it's aimed at you. Let that shit go. And know, understand this, that their soul is in violation. Their soul is in the red. And their soul, if their avatar kaputs, they are in eternal damnation. My goal is to wake these sucker fools up to the point to where they leave the concentration camp and get right with their own soul and their own heart space, you know? And so these city officials and these fire and these corrupt police, corrupt sheriff, corrupt whatever, corrupt CIA, that's a big one. They're toting gang stalking doesn't exist. Whenever they say that, that's a dead ringer. Because it's not insane to consider that gang stalking only happens one person at a time. What kind of bullshit is that? That is the weakest sauce motherfucking ever. You know, and I am cerebrally fucking intelligent. And the fact that my father had been a Vietnam veteran that survived, his job was to find Charlie. And it's like so fucking weird. This is in my genetics. I can fucking sniff out Charlie like that. So anytime they come after me, all you guys do is just train me up. Y'all realize that, right? Oh no, of course you don't. You're too bloated with ego to see how well I'm trained, because y'all have railroaded my ass pretty motherfucking hard. So when you come at me sideways and everything, you're coming at an earth angel. And everything you ever believed about me is because you were not intelligent enough to critically think. And the name of that game is stonewalling. Y'all know what stonewalling is? Look it up. That is very much a psychological tactic, which is violence. That's a violent nature right there. Because the whole name of the game is the Truman Way. Nobody better talk to Truman to tell him what the fuck is going on so they can continue gaslighting. This is what it's like being a targeted individual. You have all, oh boy, look at that. They're really? I couldn't tell where those lights were coming from. But because, you know, they threatened to institutionalize me. And for all I know, there could be a death certificate on me. So they can, you know, human traffic me into being a slave. That's not insanity. That is simply logistics. So, but at any rate, learn to deconstruct and decode your environment, guys. These assholes are planted in I want to say just about every business and doctor's offices, hospitals, and the such. And this guy, they take off pretty quick from me. That, yeah. Like, whatever. Just because I don't catch you on my video doesn't mean the white hats haven't already spotted you. And it doesn't mean that you are getting by with anything in the spiritual court. So at any rate, yeah, just learn to decode and take a perspective, a logical one, to defray your very appropriated emotional responses and learn self-mastery over your responses. And if you can do that, you're ahead of the game. All right, peace out for now. This is Little Flower, Patricia Ann Regali, formerly Patricia Ann Landon, coming at you in the great state of Washington. I'm in Linwood today. And I am from Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas will forever be my home. And my home away from home is Lowell in Washington. All right, peace out for now.